don't know if you guys know this or not, but when it comes to sports, there is a statement that's been made that the singular hardest skill in all of the sports is hitting a baseball. Hitting a baseball. The reason for that is a baseball like this is a little less than 3 inches in diameter, 2.91, depending on the humidity and moisture. And this ball is going to be traveling someplace at the vicinity of about 60 to 100 plus miles per hour in an area toward you. And what you have to do is in the space of that time, whatever time that is, depending on the speed of the ball, you've got to get your stance right, which is your feet moved apart, and then you have to pivot your weight and move your hips and your abs and your shoulders and your arms and your wrists and everything, and you've got to move it through. And what you have to do is you've got to figure out how to take the sweet spot of this bat that's no longer than 42 inches and no wider in its diameter than 2.61 and hit the sweet spot of that ball. And you got to do it with power. And you got to do it less than a quarter of a second. That's hard. But have you seen that there are some people who make it look ridiculously easy? I know I have. I mean, there are some people who get up there and they literally make it seem simple. But the fact of the matter is that it's not. It's not simple. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of hard work. But I've also noticed that when you are a person who is passionate about something like that, you don't mind going to the batting cages. You don't mind working on your stance. You don't mind working on all of your mechanics. You don't even mind watching film. You don't even mind being around a group of people who are also working on the same amount of skills and might be willing to provide some sort of feedback to you about how well you're doing, right? Hello? And it's the same with any sport, right? It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. If you're passionate about it, you would be willing to put in the time in order to make something that's incredibly difficult to do seem easy. Right? Same thing is true when you decide that you want to pursue God. When that becomes a passion of yours and you are starting to want to be a person who loves God and now wants to obey Him, you're going to be willing to put in the practice time. You're going to be willing to put in the time necessary to improve the skills of actually listening to what the Holy Spirit is saying and then putting it into practice or obeying it. But I promise you that is not easy. It's very much like hitting a baseball. Even though you may see some people who are doing a great job of following the will of God, it doesn't mean that it's easy. What it means is that they have taken the time to put it into practice.